Sadhguru Jagi Vasudev is a realized master, mystic, and yogi. He has shown the way for people to attain to their natural joy and to live life with experience from one's own inner nature. His presence is filled with grace and compassion.
Why we are referring to the mind as a circus. Circus is not a mess. Circus is a very coordinated activity, made to look like a mess. Deliberately made to look like a mess, but an extremely well-coordinated activity. That's what circus is. So on one level, it is a mess. On another level, it is a highly coordinated activity. Today much work has gone into looking at the activity of the mind or the brain as such. If you look at the way the neurons are firing in the brain and what is happening, there is a tremendous sense of cohesiveness in this activity. It is that cohesiveness which is translating into the function of the body. A billion things are happening in this body right now simply because there is a very, very extremely highly coordinated play and dance of neurons in the brain. But mind as an experience for people, in most people's experience, unfortunately, it's become a mess. So it's a circus. Both the aspects of the circus are there. Even the clown in the circus is a gymnast, hugely coordinated, but he's made to look like a clown. So the outer expression may be that of a clown, but he's hugely talented and balanced in his activity. That is the experience of most people when it comes to their mental activity. So what is the possibility of this circus? How the circus can take you to great heights? How this circus can also render you to the depths of hell within yourself? Both are possible. Both these possibilities are very much alive for every one of us right now. So how we conduct this circus is a whole thing. How much of it can we take charge of is a whole thing. Why is it that mind, which is the most miraculous instrument, which is the most miraculous possibility in our life, has also become a misery manufacturing machine on this planet? Every kind of misery that human beings are going through is manufactured in their mind. Why is it for one person, mind seems to be a pleasant experience, and for another person, mind seems to be a torture? Unable to bear the mental torture, people have invented various kinds of deviations, various kinds of perversions on this planet just to somehow deal with the mess of the mind. And these perversions might have given them temporary relief, but after some time, it again multiplies the mess, it doesn't really take it away. The moment your intellect, let's differentiate between these two. Intellect is like a scalpel which is constantly cutting through everything. your ability to discriminate between one thing and the other is purely because of your intellect. You can make a distinction between me and this seat only because your intellect is functioning. You know that you must come through the door, not through the wall, only because your intellect is functioning. Without the activity of the intellect, you cannot discriminate. So the basic process of discrimination, setting things apart, is happening because of the intellect. Or in other words, once your intellect gets identified with something or the other, after that, your intellect gets chained with identifications. Once this happens, you have a completely distorted experience of the mind. Your mind, that which should have been a ladder to the divine, unfortunately has become a stairway to hell. Simply because it is so identified with so many things. It is just that if you keep your intellect unidentified with anything, starting from your body, if you do not even identify yourself with the body, that if you do not look at yourself not even as a man or a woman, your family, your qualifications, your society, your caste, creed, community, nation, whatever, a million other identifications that you take on in your life, if you do not identify your intellect or if you do not encumber your intellect with any of these identifications, every human being will naturally lead himself on to his ultimate nature. There is no other way. What is the idea? Are you here to experience life or are you here to avoid life? Which way is it? Experience life? Can you experience life unless you're involved? But right now there is a fear of entanglement. If I involve myself, maybe I'll get entangled. Entanglement has happened because of the discriminatory nature of your involvement. You're only involved with this one, not with that one. Your involvement is coming from a certain identification. I am involved with this person because this is my wife, this is my husband, this is my child, this is my home, this is my that. It is coming because of a certain identity. Otherwise, there's no involvement with life. It is the identification which is causing the entanglement, not the involvement. If your involvement is beyond your identification, you will see involvement brings absolute joy of life. If your involvement was indiscriminate, you were simply involved with every life around you just the same way. The very air that you breathe, the very land that you're standing on, if you are deeply involved, you will see involvement enhances life in a tremendous way. If life is not enhanced within you, all the higher possibilities of life also will never happen to you.